I have something for the happy couple.
Brad. No.
I don't really know Hal or Barbara that well, but I do have a very special gift for you.
Oh, no.
Carla, what's going on?
Brad, that's very sweet of you. I can't wait to see what it is.
Actually, it's for Hal. It's the most precious gift in the world. Here is your son.
Let the party continue. Go on and have fun. This is a terrible mistake.
She's right about that. But the mistake has finally been corrected. Hal, you are Parker's biological father. I know that. Carly knows that. And now everybody knows it.
Carly?
Answer me!
If this is just you two looking for another way to hurt each other...
Okay, because you're hurting everybody else, too.
Especially my son. Come here, Parker.
No. He belongs with Hal.
He belongs with me!
John, I'm sorry. I know how much you love Parker.
Then why are you playing this game?
It's not a game. Parker Dixon is really Parker Munson.
Brad, please. Could we just talk about this in private before it gets out of hand?
No. Carly, it is over. Why don't you tell them the truth? Hal is the natural father of Parker, not John.
The lab report proves that I'm his father.
I've got an answer for that. Just hold on a second. Russ. This man's name is Russ Byler. He used to be a lab technician over at Memorial. He will confirm everything that I've just told you. Yes, you do. As do most of the people in this room.
Because if Parker is not John's son...
Yes, I know exactly what that means, and so does Carly.
But Parker is my son, and nobody's gonna make me believe otherwise.
That's why Russ is here.
It was Molly Conlon who did it.
Molly? What does Molly have to do with this?
She switched the results of the paternity test.
Come on, why would Molly do that?
You want to tell him, or shall I? Okay. Suit yourself. He rigged the test to make it appear that John was the natural father, when actually it was Hal.
That's a damn lie. You're not gonna get away with this.
Go ahead, Russ, tell him.
I had some debts, you see. And Miss Conlon offered me a pretty piece of change. So I took it.
She bribed you.
First to let her see the test results before anybody else did, and then she laid some extra cash on me to switch the results.
My God.
I'd like to hear all of this from Molly.
This is for real?
It's the way it happened, the way I'm telling you.
Unbelievable.
Have them run another test on you and the kid. You'll see.
You know, with each new stunt you pull, you sink lower and lower, but this time you've even surprised me. You've hit rock bottom, kid.
Why, Carly?
I'll tell you why. It was greed. She had to have this little bundle of joy before Rosanna's deadline. You don't care who you hurt, do you?
And this is Hal. Someone who loved you and you supposedly cared about.
I do. I do care about Hal. Switching the results was not my idea. It was Molly's. I honestly believe that John was Parker's father. I didn't learn about what Molly did until much later.
Well, why didn't you tell Hal as soon as you found out?
And why didn't you tell John?
Because she was too busy thanking Molly for saving her $50 million windfall.
I would have told them. Someday.
Parker is 8 months old already. John loves him. You allowed him to get closer and closer to the baby, and in the meantime, Hal had a child he didn't even know about.
Do you think you're being fair to Parker? What about the child? Don't you think he has a right to know who his real father is?
You're right. Of course you're right. But I was...
But what? What, you were just too confused, jumping back and forth between Hal and John and Oakdale's answers to the Baldwin brothers?
Have you known about this all along?
Yeah.
Then you're just as guilty as she is.
But at least I finally did the right thing. Better late than never.
Nobody's done the right thing. I don't care what this creep says. This boy is mine. I delivered him, for God's sake. I've looked after him every day since. I've held him, and I've loved him. And you're a Dixon. That's right. He's Parker Dixon. And he's gonna remain Parker Dixon.
What Brad said.
The jig is up, Carly.
I'm begging you. Please, Rosanna, don't do anything rash.
You knew the conditions.
Yes.
In order to collect the trust, you had to be married to the baby's father at the time of the birth.
I was. I was married to the father of the baby at the time of conception.
That's not good enough. Sorry. And your dress, by the way, is very nice. An original Montevici, am I right? Très chic. Très expensive. Better let everyone get a good look at you in it, because this will be their last chance. As of this moment, the gravy train has derailed. I think you're right.
Contrary to popular belief, my first priority is not me. It's my son. And I have plans for him, Rosanna. Private schools and summer camps and a nice home and all the things that you had growing up and that I didn't. Is that so terrible? I know that I did a horrible thing, but please don't punish Parker for it.
I have no intention of doing that.
You don't?
Of course not.
Well, thank you. You have no idea what that means to me.
Parker is my nephew, and I adore him. Which is why I plan to make new arrangements to provide for him.
New arrangements? What new arrangements, Rosanna?
I'm going to create a new trust fund for him to be administered by Hal.
Parker has a trust fund.
Yes, he does, in your name. But I think you've milked Parker's trust fund enough, so that one will be dissolved immediately since it was obtained fraudulently. You can kiss Fairwinds goodbye, sis. Along with the private jet and that fancy car I saw parked outside. And those glass slippers, treasure them. Because the ball is over. The clock has struck midnight, and it's time for you to go back to scrubbing floors.
When?
I tried. Earlier tonight. We talked about the things that I'd done. And you said that there was nothing in my past that you wouldn't be okay with. But I knew that wasn't true.
No, I did say that I could accept anything from your past. Mm-hmm. But this ain't your past, Carly. It's you and Parker. It's now.
I know. It's tearing me apart. I considered telling everybody the truth, Jack. Especially John. And Hal. And you. But every day that went by, it got harder and harder.
Harder? Harder to give up the money?
That's when everybody's gonna believe. But the money, it's not what I was worried about losing. It was Parker. And now it's you, too. If I lose you, and if I lose my son, I will have lost everything.